draft and how to get into water and climb up and things like that, and man overboard drilling, of course. And so we do have accumulated some experience all along, but we never expect that the experience would need to be made to real-time application. Okay, back to the race. We joined the Taiwan race from Hong Kong to Kaohsiung. The race started on the 1st of June, right? 1st of June. And then it started at around noon time. Weather forecast was that we got plenty of wind, over 20 knots, sea 2 to 3 meters, good visibility, and all these were honored by the observatory. And when we went out, we had a head-on easterly wind. Unfortunately, we had to take a direct head-on course because Hong Kong to Kaohsiung is 87 or 89 degrees, right? Something like that. So the wind was directly from the east, and then just off Wanglang, you got 2 meters to 3 meters sea already, which every ocean sailor or coastal sailor would like to have. And we enjoyed the start, and we enjoyed the race starting on. Only 4 boats going. Orient Express and my boat was, I think, the leading boat, so-called. Sea was rough, and after a day, 24 hours, I think for all the boats, most of the crew got thrown out anyway. So it was starting not to be comfortable. But then we are quite used to that, and I'm fortunate to have my very good crew that they throw, but they can work, still work. They can do whatever you ask them to do when need be. So getting into the night on the 2nd of June, conditions almost remained unchanged. Almost for that 24 hours is like that. And that was because the sea was head-on, you have a lot of knockdown and banging. And sometimes you just cannot avoid it, especially at night, and then you can't spot every wave coming on you properly, and you cannot avoid it. So the night on the 2nd of June was also with good visibility. There was good moonlight. Sea condition, as I said, all the same, and everything went normal. So round about 1 a.m. on the 3rd of June, that was the last time that I had a routine check on all the toilets, the sea cocks. In the past, we had bad experience before. We had water during a race, ocean race, we had water coming in, and because somebody went to the toilet and then forgot to turn, to pull back the lever at the sea cock area. So sometimes things like that. Twice I had that experience, so I am very conscious about the sea cocks. So actually, round about 1 a.m. or so, then I had a check, and then nothing went back as well. Round about 2 o'clock, I was, sorry, I forgot to say, we have altogether 11 crew. I was the skipper, we have navigator, Dr. Lau, and then we have 2 watch leader, Water being one of them. And 2 a.m. that was, I can't remember red watch or green watch. But anyway, out of the 11 crew, including myself, 7 was staying up deck, on the deck, 4 was sleeping and having a rest down in the cabin. And maybe 2:30 or 2:28, a crew suddenly shouted out, "Leon, a lot of water in the cabin." At that moment, I was still not very alerted about something real bad coming on, because we had that experience. And actually, to myself, I was already swearing the 4-letter word. Who did that again? Something like that. So I released my harness and then went down. When I went down, the water was just above this. just up on your shoe, nothing too bad. So the first thing I want to check is about sea cough. So I didn't go to the toilet side, but firstly I want to feel just around 1.5 meters away is the drain for the kitchen. So for the stove and the washing base. So I went out to do it like that, but just in half a minute's time, the water already came to almost my knee, round about here, real fast. So I got some very bad feeling. Seems to me that, oh, real bad, what should I do? Then I didn't care to check about the toilets the sea coughs at the toilet anymore. But instead I shouted to my crew, something may be bad. Okay, get the grab bag, get the flares, the set foam, and the emergency things out to the back. And at that time, after shouting to them, because some of them were sleeping, so they jump out and they start evacuating from the cabin to the cockpit. I tried to move a little bit forward to check the sea cough at the floor toilet, but water was already full, already really up to my knee within a minute or two. So I decided not to go. It's no point. I already at that time developed the idea that I may not be able to save the boat or to do anything about the boat. So I asked everybody to go out, and I went out, and I shouted a few orders, maybe. Yeah, I should have shouted a few orders. Can't remember precisely the order, but one of the orders was get the life raft ready, and also take the sails down because I don't want speed anymore. Speed may develop more pressure on the hull and more water coming in. It may increase the crack or anything like that, and I don't want it. So I took the EPUB down in my hand. I have not decided to abandon the boat yet. I went in, tried to do the single side band corner for rescue. And at that time, water is already up to tide. So the floorboards start flowing up. Although we have short cords holding it down and things like that, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work already. Floorboards are coming up, and then walking in the cabin is getting difficult. Anyway, because the boat is just a 45-footer, it's not a very big boat, I managed to get to the navigation table, get the microphone of the single side bag, but no battery already. It's out. We still have light on the boat. Okay, this is one of the questions that I asked about the marine surveyors later on. They said lights consume very little electricity, so it can still last for quite a while. But for all these electronic appliances, they consume a lot of electricity. Once your battery is flooded, then there's no more. So I'll come back to you on some recommendations later on. Okay, just bear with me with the story first. Am I getting too long with it? No, it's okay. Thank you. And so actually, at that moment, I decided that I could not save the boat, and my crew and myself is a more important issue to attend to. I went out and I told the crew, I think we have to abandon the boat. So activate the life raft. We, lucky enough, one of the two crew, actually they are quite experienced with over 10-15 years of ocean sailing already. Many times we have been to Vietnam, we have been to Thailand, we have been to Philippines, Kaohsiung before, and then they know very well what they should do. And they were able to properly activate the two life rafts and then hold it and pull it to the side of both aft of the boat. Well, we have 11 crews, so we need to have 2 life rafts, one for 6, one for 8. And then they put it in and are able to hold it on. And at that time, actually, the sea was still 2-3 meters, and then the wind was 20 knots, it must be over 20 knots, and then if they did not do anything proper enough or anything stupid, then the wind could have blown the life raft away, and then there would be more trouble. So anyway, they were able to put that in, and we lowered the sails, and then I told them, okay, wait, we don't abandon boat yet and see what how's the situation. But at that time, I think the boat will be gone soon. So I asked one of the crew to fire a flag. Maybe a bit of nervous. The first flare was not fired at the proper angle, not high enough. It was like that. So it didn't get too far. And at the same time, I ought to tell you one thing. It will be amazing for you to know that when a boat is filled with water, it's so steady, stable and steady. It didn't move even in 2-3 meter sea, right? So steady. So you don't feel that you have to balance yourself like this, or you have to squat, or nothing like that. It's just like sitting down. So after firing the flare, you can see the water was already filling up to the stairs and start to go to the cockpit floor, the deck. Sorry, not the deck, the cockpit floor wall. So at that time I decided, okay, really we have to abandon boat, and then I got to start jumping into the life raft. And I activated the EPIRB. EPIRB, as we were told, they can activate by throwing into the water, right? By themselves. But I was concerned, what if it didn't activate? So I decided to activate it by hand. And getting H, to do it like that, quite difficult actually. I bite the torch in my mouth and do it like this. So rather stupid, but I want to make it perfectly safe that it's activated. And I also asked crew to down the set phone. Lucky enough, although we do not have the single side band, nor the VHF, we have handheld VHF, but we still have the set phone. Now, the set phone was both set with a number to the Marine Rescue, but also to Alex, the sail coordinator of the race and sailing officer of this club. And he picked up the phone at 2:30 something, and then, of course, he doesn't know. He was not aware of something really bad happening. And my crew was talking to him on something, and of course he hasn't got the radio license yet. So he was still trying to talk about the story of water coming in, and I grabbed the phone and said, "Mayday, mayday, mayday," like what you see in the movie. Okay, real mayday calls. Okay, and I told him about the situation that we are going into 2 life rafts. I told him that water getting in fast, and then he asked me about the position. The bad thing is, because we were out of electricity supply, so the folks at station, GPS, all not working. But lucky enough, Dr. Lau, one of actually is my navigator, he got his handheld GPS. And then with some chaos, he was able to wrap up the position, and then I relayed it to Alex. But actually, I think position at that moment is secondary, of secondary importance, because firstly the EPIRB was activated, and secondly we have our trackers. So nowadays with ocean races, you have the trackers, and then I think it served well. But anyway, we did all we had to do, and then I ordered the crews to start moving, to jump in. And water, as one of the watch captain, watch leader, of course, was the last to go into that life raft. Me as skipper, I was not the last to get in that life raft. Why? Because because I think Dr. Lam was then holding fast the panther to the life raft, and then I see no point to change the position. I jump in and then grab the in. Anyway, we still follow the rules that we still let our life raft tie to our mother boat. Because I think in the sea survival course, we were told not to go until the very last minute. But just maybe we held on for 3-4 minutes or less than 5 minutes. I decided we have to cut the line. Because water was all covering, it's up to the deck level already. I don't know whether suddenly the boat would go down quickly that I don't have enough time to cut. So I decided to cut, and then the two life rafts started drifting. Okay, one thing I did, which was right, is I tied the EPIRB onto the life raft. So the EPIRB was with me. And one thing I did wrong was in a rush, I threw the horseshoe just onto the sea and not linking to the life raft. So that was something I did without sense, not with proper sense. Okay. And then we start drifting. And we still saw the mast light of our boat until at least 5-6 minutes away. Okay? And another thing I did was after we get into the life raft and drifted for a little while, I asked one of my crew to fire a second flare. Okay? Actually, we have plenty of flares. But I want to save it. I don't know whether I'm going to stay for another night in the life raft or not. So I just fired the second flare. And then we start drifting, and then the sea was really rough. And even when people are staying, I asked them to stay low and try to lie down on the life raft, they still float. And then it gets your life raft messy and you have to bail things out. But anyway, all the crew were very, very calm. They followed the orders, and then no arguments, nothing. So we were able to really do things cool enough and then fast enough. And lucky enough as well was you thought I was picked up by helicopters, right? Actually, it's not. We got a savior, a cargo ship sailing from Shantung carrying a load of steel, was heading from Manila. And because at that time there was a typhoon off east of Philippines, so that cargo ship decided to detour into Taiwan Strait. And when they came up, and with a very, very responsible and diligent second mate of that boat, he was not sleeping during night. He was really observing the sea condition. He spotted our first flare, told the captain, hey, there's a flare. So the captain said, okay, go ahead and have a look. And he spotted my second flare. And then they knew something real bad was happening. And also, maybe at that time, the MRCC of Hong Kong is already spreading out news, boats nearby, please give help, things like that. And then, but they spotted us not because of radio calls to rescue, but because of seeing flares. Deep in my heart, I just followed the boats. I never expect in high sea like that, how come you could be spotted by somebody and come to help? I just tried to follow the boats and do something right. Nothing else. I didn't have any anticipation that the savior would come like that. Okay. So we drifted on for maybe 2 hours. Suddenly I saw a light. Wow, so quick. How come choppers will be coming that fast? But then I said, oh no, it's a ship's light. So I asked my crew to fire the third flare. And then the second mate of that cargo ship later told me that he spotted the third flare as well and then heading to us. But because the boat is, that cargo ship is very slow, it's 9,000 tons, but not a fast one. I think the top speed is only 10 knots, something like that. Not fast, not much faster than our sailing speed. So anyway, round about 4 something a.m. I saw the boat, and then when it came closer, I used my torch to signal, and then they signaled back, and then I know somebody is coming near. They circled me around for an hour or so, waiting for dawn, and then when we were getting some daylight, just a little, and visibility was still well. Suddenly we heard a chopper sound coming in. Actually, again, to my surprise, because the Hong Kong Flying Services pledge is that once they got signal from MRCC on EPA, then I think the service pledge is they will work out a plan, but in any event, they will send the first fixed wing out in 40 minutes. And then with their plan and knowing how many crew in trouble, they will decide how the rescue choppers will go on. But because we were 200 nautical miles out of Hong Kong and 120 nautical miles to Kaohsiung, that 200 miles distance would make the choppers not having enough fuel to fly to us directly and do the rescue. Actually, they can fly to us directly to do the rescue, but with the number of crew that they have in mind to pick up, the hovering time of choppers would consume a lot of fuel. So definitely they need to go to one of the nearby oil rigs to activate. So actually I was telling some stupid stories to my crew. Our rescue will be soon 2 hours, things like that. But in my mind I know we need a little bit more time, but sometimes at that time you appreciate that this small white lights will have a little bit, okay? So anyway, we heard a chopper coming in and strange, how come that fast? And then I'll leave it to Warren to talk about this part.
Thank you. It's an interesting story, and also quite kind of experience. And try to pick up some of them before the boat sank. First of all, at that time, Captain really did the move, satellite phone call to the office. I think this is number one, and it's a good job and right thing, and telling the position. And at that time, I was the last one came out from the cabin, and at that time the water was just on the first step already, so it is dangerous, right? So we came out, and so I was the last one jumped into the life raft, and he made the order to cut the line, and so we come out. So some of people may say, hey, how can we stay together on 2 of our life raft? Actually, at that time, we think of nothing because of all the paint out were already cut. So I pull out my harness and chop onto the two bolts on the life raft on the painter. So luckily, we will stay together quite a while, quite a long time. And okay, let's continue to the boat. When the chopper coming in, and at that time we have only one VHF, and the other one we already get wet, so it didn't function. So he passed the VHF to me, and I talked with the chopper because the guy actually is in Mandarin. He talks in Mandarin.
The reason I pass it to him is my Putonghua is just too Putong.
So I grabbed the VHF and I talked with we want a ride for the helicopter, of course, yeah. So I said, no, we can't do it. Because they were running out of the gas. So he said that the only thing to do is trying to go into that vessel, vessel boat, but the cargo ship. Okay, the cargo ship actually at that time is the second time approaching to us. The first time when it came out, actually is quite close to us, so it's quite dangerous in the rock water. So if you pull on the propeller or even on the side of the boat, the rust or the edge may cut our boat and sink. So the first approach, we end up going out and make another turn coming back. So I use the big chair and mobile, that's like a remote control. That's, okay, please slow down engine from where, like about 30 meters away, stay away, and then we rather pedal ourselves close to the boat, and then we saw them, they flow in the line, and also the ladder is like this, not like the demonstration. They said they could throw you big net, no, it's only like this, 1 feet above. So before going close to the ladder, actually I have some briefing with the people in our life raft. I said, okay, once the ladder coming close, we got to make fast. So the first one to go, I asked the girl. The girl is very, very light, and then of course she's very looking very fast on that. So two other stronger guy hold the ladder. Once they go in and then just step onto the stairs immediately. Because when the life raft, the blade coming down, so you can't hold on your hand. So you got to get the hand and then step onto the stairs immediately, and then just run. So she did it, and I'm the second one to going in, and so I did the same, and then so we. But before that, actually before we going onto that, unluckily, our painter was broken, so we were separate. Two of us are very busy. Oh, what are we doing? So we try to get up, but the mobile is right on, only the wheelchair, only on my hand. So they're really out of communication. So we got to go over there, and then we try to bring them up fast enough. So when we going over there and we ask the skipper, please, just go over there, and they'll pick them up. So I think this is the most interesting part. So I leave it back to my captain, and he did a good job.
Can I still go on? Hope it's not spending too much of the time. And actually, few things that I like to mention is, firstly, because of our cell phone got no waterproof bag with it. So once we jump into the life raft, it got wet and it doesn't work. But actually, it's nothing wrong just getting wet. After we got up we were saved to the cargo ship. After a few hours when it dried up, and then it works again, but not in the life raft. And actually, it's a very bad feeling once you are out of contact with the outside world. So this is a very important part for those doing coastal or offshore race, that make sure your communication systems are with waterproof bags. Because lucky enough, at least I can call Mayday on the through the cell phone, and my crew all knows that I am getting outside help. If we are just relying on the ether, then everybody will be guessing, and then fear may start to develop. So communication with outside world is very important. And then secondly is about the VHF, the handheld VHF. Actually, we have two handheld VHF carrying on. We did brought it to the life rafts, but unfortunately, one was out of battery. Those are waterproof, but one was out of battery because of on-calls. We have been using it on standby and other things. So later I'll give recommendations again on firstly waterproof, real good waterproof VHF, and then secondly you have to get spare battery in your grab bag. We don't have spare battery in your grab bag. These spare batteries was not an item recommended nor required in your Cat 1 list. So this should be one of our recommendations, okay? And because at some time, as he said, we have no flow rope carried along, no rope. So